Welcome to a Minorities Report. This is episode 21. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about my other hat that I wear, which is pastoring a church, a local church here in the Sparks area now. We moved from Reno to Sparks 2 years ago. And with me is my partner,
Yeah.
Michael. He goes by Michael now.
No, I don't. That's weird.
Mikey.
Yeah, there you go.
Mikey's here, and he finally agreed to be on camera.
Yeah, I was off screen for a couple of them, but hey, get to see my face now.
Yeah, and here we go. We're gonna discuss my other life. So episode 7 was my life before, my background story.
Yep.
Episode 14 was me being a realtor, and then episode 21 is now pastoring. So
Yeah.
we're gonna leave it to Mikey, and I'm also gonna be throwing questions over to Mikey about the ministry
Yeah.
and life in general.
Right. So how did you get into like pastorship? How did it start? Where did it begin? Who encouraged you? All the fun stuff.
You're right. I think it's good to say that I never really planned on it.
As most pastors don't, right?
Right. It was not in my, hey, I'm going to be a pastor when I turn 35, you know. So it just, it was a calling from the Lord that I read in my devotional, which is my daily reading, my Bible daily reading, Every Day with Jesus. Who encouraged me? It would be Pastor Julius Aquino, my pastor, our pastor, founding pastor of the church that we attend. And he was the guy, he really discipled me for many years, ever since he moved here in 2006. He's been the guy that really emphasized obedience. And I saw his life of obedience, and it was pretty rewarding for him, how much he denied himself, took up his cross daily, and followed Jesus. And it was rebuking. You know, it's a mixture of, you get rebuked, you feel like you were judged. Because he was strict, and I was like, oh, here, you know, you got to do this. So again, going back to the answer, it was through my reading. I was encouraged by my pastor then. And it was almost 11 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Almost 11 years ago when
Just
I did
about.
it. Yeah. And it might sound bad to some people that I would say I never really pursued it. But I never did. I never really did pursue it. Although in the many years before I took the calling, I knew God was calling me, you know, through certain messages. And then when I would watch a pastor preach or listen to a pastor, I would be thinking about, oh, this would have been a good example to add to that point.
Illustrations.
Illustrations. And it was somehow talking to me. There was a tug there. So all of that. So it's been almost 11 years.
Yeah.
It'll be 11 in September of this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know.
We've been part of FICF since, how many years is it now?
So 19 going
19.
20.
I've been there 18 of the 19.
Wow.
Just about.
Almost the same for me.
Yeah, we came in almost around the same time. I think you're a year after me.
I would say so, because I could have been part of the initial group, because it was me who called Pastor Julius when he prayed the prayer. He says, Lord, give me a clear sign that you're moving me to Nevada.
Yeah.
Because our founding pastor he planted 2 churches in Georgia. Warner Robins and another town. I keep forgetting about the other one. But he visited here because he had an impression from God that he needed to start a church here, which was confirmed by the Nevada Baptist Convention, I think, or IMB. So he scoped the place. He moved. He chose Reno because of my wife's family. They knew each other in the Philippines. So I think Friendster.
That's crazy. That's definitely not an American thing. That's definitely a Filipino thing.
Yeah, Friendster, 2005.
Yeah.
So yeah, he reached out to my father-in-law. We connected. We went to lunch. That's where I first met him, and yeah, the rest was history.
Yeah, but you didn't join the church until a couple of years after they planted.
Yeah, after the first anniversary, I was there for the second anniversary. I didn't join because the time that Pastor Julius moved here and finally told me, "All right, we're gonna start a church, Joe. I want you want to be a part of it. You were my Macedonian call." I had a current ministry at my former church that I was running, and it was thriving. It was a men's ministry. We called it Mad Men, MAD. We got it from another church's idea. So it's an acronym, making a difference, or make a difference. Yeah. So that was our group, and it was thriving. It was energetic.
Yeah.
We were sharpening each other there, but that's why I couldn't let it go. Like, oh gosh, I don't know. I think this is wrong timing, but eventually, I did.
Yeah.
So,
And then we both served in ministry prior to where we're at now.
yeah.
So what was your first ministry experience?
So I first started as the youth leader at our church, and that's where you were, right?
Yeah.
Mikey was I knew if there was not going to be anybody else at my group, Mikey will be there if he didn't have any baseball game, because he will only miss Sundays when you had your baseball tournaments.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes you go to Sacramento, right?
Been out of state, yeah. A couple out of state games, but
Yeah.
mostly in state. But you're still busy on a Sunday regardless. So
Right. Because we would have our
service was 5:15 at the time, and our youth would meet at 3.
that was after we made the change, because before, as the service started,
Oh,
we would
yeah.
go out, right? And
That's
go
right,
to our
yeah.
own room, and somebody complained. A parent complained, like, "Hey, why are they not listening?" Mm-hmm. So then we moved it to a 3 or a 4,
Somewhere around there,
yeah, an earlier time. So that was my first ministry at our church here, and then
Our name. Do you remember? This guy and his acronyms.
so it was made up of mostly Filipino kids, right? That somehow all grew up here or were born here. I
Yep.
think mostly, yeah. But they love their roots, their Filipino roots. So by the suggestion of Carlo, he wanted I want a Tagalog or a Filipino name. So we went Isda. ISDA, right? Isda, right? It's just fish. It's fish, which is a Christian symbol somehow. The fish, right?
Yeah.
So who made that sign? Was it Carlo or you?
Not me. It would have been Rhea or somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had that logo, the fish Christian logo, and then ISDA. So I stood for I. S is serve. I serve. D for thee. So Pinoy, right? Almighty. I serve the Almighty. That was our group name.
Yeah.
The Isda group. Fish group.
Yeah. Fish group.
A fish group. It was pretty genuine. That group was pretty genuine. I don't think we had our mask on
No.
because I didn't do it. I was pretty genuine with you guys.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody had right? Nobody had the Sunday language.
No.
Everybody was pretty rough if they wanted to be rough.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
It's pretty open youth group.
Do you
for sure.
remember? Do you remember some experiences there?
Not. There's some, but not very many.
What was
I'm
your
still
first
young.
impression of me then?
My first impression? I don't know.
It's been a while.
It's been a while to ever think about first impressions because We've known each other for how long now? Since that, it's almost
How old were you in 2007?
2007.
That was when I
13
started.
years ago. Is that 13 years ago? I can't do math. Almost 20 years ago. I would have been 11.
Ah,
Yeah.
kind of hard to think about. But you don't have any first impression. My
No.
first impression of you were just a kid.
Yeah. I mean,
You have a
just
kid here.
small,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're short, right? You're a small kid playing baseball.
Yeah.
And then your dad would take you there.
yeah.
That was my faithful youth member.
Yeah. I don't remember you ever being like strict or
All right.
no. I don't remember
Yeah.
that
I don't
that
think I was.
necessarily. No.
Yeah, I don't think I was. Then we had then we joined another church's youth group.
Yeah.
That's when,
Combined thing.
yeah, we combined it. I think it kind of was pretty dynamic when we did that
Yeah.
because Jamie served with me. By
Yeah.
the way, my sister served with me. She handled the girls, but we would meet together. But if there were
Yeah.
any issues with the girls, she was to minister to them, and I was to minister to the boys.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
And that combination group led to like mission trips, and we served a while.
Yeah,
Eventually, that dissipated into something
yeah.
different, but in that time span, it was a good move for us.
It was a starter.
We
right?
saw some growth in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get. I mean, out of everybody, we still have you.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And your sister.
my sister, Nick.
Yeah,
Mel was eventually joined that group
mm-hmm.
while I was still the youth leader.
yeah.
Yeah, and his brother.
And then as we grew, things happen.
Yeah,
You go into young adults ministry, or you start to serve and realize faults and changes, but
yeah, yeah. I began
experiences lead to understanding.
right. Yeah, from there. So from youth leader, then I was given the opportunity to become, or the privilege to become, one of the first deacons of the
Mm-hmm.
churches. Right, first
Yeah.
of the three, and then I stumbled in '09. I stepped down, did some stupid things, and I stepped down. I emailed Pastor Julius and I said I'm going to step down because I've fallen. And my next come up when I finally came back to church, my next ministry was the unsanctioned security ministry. I took that on, right? There was a homeless guy that was hiding inside the church that kind of alerted our pastor and was asking for volunteers who wants to be play as security.
Yeah.
I guess. But it was never really an official ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that ministry for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you implemented that into our stuff now.
I joined all the ministries.
You
Do
were
remember?
you were in audio. You were changing slides at one point, I think.
I thought I was a singer. I joined the praise and worship team for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. And dude, remember 2020? I was
Oh.
playing the cajon.
Oh, those were the times.
Yeah. That was
Church service at our house, and then having Joe and Cajon while we're live streaming for the first time ever in our church.
That was my musical debut.
Yeah. And then you've been told not to
Yeah.
play Cajon, but to stick to pastoring.
Like stick to pastoring, Pastor Joe. But honesty. We call out for honesty.
Yeah.
So so youth leader, deacon, and then security ministry, and then afterwards, I became an associate pastor,
Mm-hmm.
and then I stepped down from that, and then went back in and became the pastor of this church after our founding pastor was called out to go back to the Philippines, and that was like I said earlier, almost 11 years ago.
Yeah. We've both had our journeys with the church for sure.
Yeah.
Like for me as the youth group with you, then I was serving within the worship team, which I still do now. But within that worship service period, became a youth leader after you.
Yes.
After
yes.
our combined group, became a youth leader for FICF,
Correct.
and then was involved in the young adults ministry. We also have our prayer meetings on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then we had Bible studies Friday.
And you would preach for me when I would take a break. You were
Uh-huh.
like the guy that would
Yeah.
help me out.
So some days,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I've preached 2 sermons. That's back in our old church.
Yeah. I went to Seattle and you were like the guy that's
Yeah, and then serving, like I got Bell's palsy during that time frame where I was like super busy.
because you were also serving in the morning church.
Yeah,
So you were like your Sunday was
over committed
yeah.
to a point of stress and Bell's palsy. So that's when you realize where God's really calling you, and then that's where I was like stepped down from a lot of these things to focus purely on worship ministry.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I ever asked you how was your experience as a youth leader?
It was good. It's that time, the dealing with both parents and youth, because it's up to the parents. I think you've told me this too. It's up to the parents to bring their kids because the kids don't drive yet. So if
Right.
the parents don't bring the kids, you probably won't have students. Or
Correct.
you're going to have to go out of your way to go pick them up and plan and schedule on
Yeah.
top of lesson planning and all
Right.
that stuff. I wasn't able to take them on a big mission trip, but we also had to do, we didn't have the building. We
Yeah.
were doing it at Evelyn Mount, I think.
Correct.
So we had to rent a room, did that a couple weeks, and
Yeah.
it was quite
I
a challenge.
remember, yeah.
It's quite a challenge to serve in youth ministry.
Yeah.
It was a learning experience, that's for sure.
Because you're not only dealing with the challenges of the youth, you're also dealing with maybe lack of commitment of the parents.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're pretty dependent on them bringing
Yeah.
the kids. During my time of being a youth leader, it was on a Sunday, so it's kind of easy because their parents are coming to church anyway. So
Kids will be there.
good schedule. But
Yeah.
when you took over from, was it the Thursday night already?
Thursday nights, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was hard too, depending on kids' scheduling. And then just trying to get the involvement too, I think is pretty hard. Generations change. Kids are very phone dependent now. The interaction between the kids when I was serving wasn't as intense as it is, I think, now. I think it's shifting again. You see more kids interacting. So
Yeah, the phone, man, it's different.
Yeah.
I was just listening to a podcast earlier. They said the kids are being raised by iPads. And unlike before, at least during my time, I know it was coloring books or watercolor. You need to be need to
Reading
use your
books, yeah.
imagination, reading books, right? And now you're just the design, right? The technology that's there. How can you match that if you give them pad paper? I mean,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, now kids, their imagination is through a ChatGPT. You ask ChatGPT to do whatever image you want. It doesn't actually, it's not coming from your brain. It's generated by AI to think what you think you're imagining.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I don't know how to explain it in words.
You're
correctly,
you're
but-
just receiving, right? It's the same when you're just watching a movie or TV versus reading a book.
Yeah.
When you're reading a book, you're imagining what you're reading. So, whatever. If we're reading the same book, the monster in my mind could be bigger or smaller than how you imagine it to
Right,
be. Right.
right.
That's why when books become movies, right? There's the argument like, oh, the book was better.
all the time. All the
They'll
time.
say, right?
Yeah.
Only a few movies actually beat the book,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Because someone's imagination had it in a better setup or
The visual
visual. Yeah.
the visual represented the book like accurately or exactly how you imagined it or better.
Right.
Happens very rarely, but
Right. I know Tim Keller, the late Tim Keller, he he loved the Lord of the Rings book, and so many times in his preachings that I would listen to, he would say that the book's better when it comes to this. Yeah, this scene, he'll talk about the scene. So yeah, so yeah, that's the one of the challenges in the youth is
youth ministry is hard because it's ever changing. You go through that weird teen phase too, transition, hormones, dating, talk about temptation, all the uncomfortable things that you get with youth ministry, but keeping it in that realm of safety and making them feel welcome.
Right.
As an older, like young adult at that time, it's having them feel welcomed in a youth that is kind of difficult. Getting them to be involved in games if you want to play games.
Right.
Our youth wasn't like a game, athleticism, competitive group. Kind of just chill, relax.
Yeah, ours, right? Yeah. I know I always engaged you guys, your interest at least, when I would we would do the roller kingdom. Do that. Anything outside the church, you guys were like, let's do that.
Movies,
so like, hey, let's go into this room, go open your books to this page, and everybody's just like, school, it's only Sunday and I'm at school again.
Yeah.
So it was very challenging, but I would say it was pretty rewarding. You know, I still have I have a very good relationship with you, but the rest, I know they moved on to other places, but I don't think I have any big issues with them. I think we relatively all have had a good time together. But I don't know if that's even the purpose of youth.
No. To have a good time. I mean, it plays a role for sure. You go back on your youth ministry years, but overall, you grow in a relationship with Christ and get an understanding.
Yeah.
And even if you have questions or doubts, you can always go back to your youth roots.
Yeah.
And like Bible verses you used to memorize as kids or lessons that you've learned through those youth ministry groups, if you have learned, or like your mission trips that you've gone on and people you met and your interactions there.
Did it help
it's part
you?
of your testimony. Oh, yeah.
It helped you as you were growing up, having our faith, number one, right? Did that help you navigate through your teenage years and high school years all the way to college?
Yeah. You build it on a foundation of Christ, and it helps you get through trials or struggles that you're going through, especially growing up in a public school. You're faced with the world every day.
Yeah.
And then to go back to your foundation, your roots, and your faith, it gives you kind of a peace of mind in the struggles that you're going through, even as a teen.
Yeah, because the world is the complete opposite of what we're learning, right? And what the Bible teaches us.
Yeah.
So I would imagine. I mean, I became a Christian when I was done with school, and but it was still pretty challenging for me because most of my friends are, most of my life in the past, I'm still surrounded with my friends who are still very much in that lifestyle, and then what I'm learning now is kind of different from what I'm used to, right? So just like, how do I do this now? So I would imagine it would be more difficult for a teenager.
Yeah. You still will go through the trials of having to deal with like 16, 17-year-olds that want to already experience adulthood by partying, living that sinful lifestyle. And it really tests your faith. If you don't have a firm faith, you're going to slip.
Yeah.
But having a firm foundation, you'll stay away from that, flee from those temptations, and kind of stay rooted. Especially being involved in like youth group ministry, like you wouldn't go out on a Thursday night, or if you're doing prayer meetings, you're not going out on a Wednesday, or
it's like keeping you somehow protected, right? The schedule, like it becomes real. I would say like I can party, I can go to the youth.
Yeah, it's an early commitment. Like you're learning at an early age of what commitment looks like.
Yeah.
So like if you're for me, high school, I was involved in a lot of things anyways. Like I was in marching band Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday I either had like sectionals or after school that you'd have to do. Thursdays I was in youth group, Friday Bible study. So
Yeah.
I was already like pretty committed to a lot of things. But not everybody has that luxury.
Correct.
So
And I think that's one of the big difference too is what you said earlier, where there's this lifestyle, and you're aware that if you end up doing that, you're gonna sin or you're gonna fall,
yeah.
and it helps you at least identify it, right?
Yeah.
Because Christians fail, right? We sin, right? And that's the beauty of Christianity is it tells us that though we fail, though we sin, Christ has covered us.
Oh yeah.
Right? Versus a religion that says, well, see, I told you you're a screw up. You got to earn God's love. And I think, I don't know if I did a good job there, if I'm doing a good job there and trying to really emphasize that because this world is really going to try to pull you, right, to the other side of God's will. And it's not to condone sin, but it's to really remind us that, hey, if and when you fall, God has already paid for it. And I think because as teenagers, remove the element of God, remove the element of faith, life will test you, right? And you can, and you know, you're gonna question, am I worth it? Or am I worthy of people's love? Or you're trying to achieve one thing, and of course, life is about trying it again, because right, you're gonna fail, right?
Yeah.
I mean, most of our guests have shared on their way to success. There were challenges and failures at times, right? But they just pushed through, and I think Christianity really is. I mean, I think it's so beautiful in that sense because it doesn't really condemn you when you have fallen. It just really encourages you that, all right, that's been paid for.
Yeah.
Right? Get out there, right? So, and you and Noemel, I think, and then Jamie are the only ones that I still have with me. But the rest of the guys, they're doing okay, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like looking at there. Are you watching?
Yeah. How about now that we're into our adulthood? How has our faith kind of shaped us in, like, you becoming a parent, me getting into my 30s?
Yeah.
Like going in through my 20s into my 30s, you know, how has our faith helped both of us? So going from your side, how has your faith helped you in your parenting and the balancing of parenting with pastoring and ministry? And, you know, now that you have that pastorship title, balancing out your members and with your family, how have you balanced that out?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for that question, man. That's really, really loaded. But it's a good question, right? It is. I mean, our faith must be reflected in our lives. So how does it affect my parenting, or how did it change or influence my parenting? So obviously, my parenting style comes from how I was raised, and I picked up what I knew were good, and I removed what I thought were bad. But then when I finally really got to know what parenting is biblically, I want to use the word tried to apply it. I say tried because I didn't do it perfectly. So it affected it to where I know I cannot be too harsh on my children, because that was what in Ephesians, right? He says there, fathers, do not exasperate your children, right? So I don't know if my children will agree that I did not exasperate them, but I would say I was pretty strict, because I was very concerned that my children will fall into the same traps that I fell in
Yeah.
when I was growing up. I never wanted to give them the green light of, oh yeah, fine, you can have premarital sex, because it's not biblical. I don't give that. I don't give an inch to that. Drinking and the partying stuff. Of course, I was also strict about that. I always discussed how special they are based on how God described them. They were created in God's image and they're valuable to me. I don't know if I did a good job, but that's how our faith, affected my parenting. And both my children are doing really well, I would say. Of course, no one's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not, for me, but they're perfect for me. Both my children are so precious to me. They're both grown now, but I was just telling you this earlier. Every parent has I think we're all trapped into one segment of our child's or children's age to where they were very admirable to us, and they get stuck in that. In our minds, they're forever 15 or forever 9. So. But that's how it affected that. And then, did you say my business too?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. For my business, of course, it's all the trainers that I've listened to. Whenever I would go to a class for real estate, everybody talks about integrity and ethics and all that, and which is all good. I mean, it's all lined up with the Bible, and but more importantly, when I'm in a deal, I always know that I'm accountable to God first. It's not because I'm trying to hurt anybody, but it's always good to realize that the finality of things, it's God who I'm dealing with, and the other thing too, that my health, my abilities, my business, the client, the money, it's all from God. So I see gratitude there too. Our faith is just, it creates gratitude. And then when I'm not being grateful, the conviction that's inside me is the one that reminds me that, hey, we're kind of off here.
Yeah.
So that's how my faith affects that. And again, not perfectly, right? I wish I could say I did everything perfectly because of my convictions. It didn't. And then now that I'm a pastor and I'm trying to intermingle all these things in my day, it's always challenging.
Yeah.
You're a husband, you're a dad, you're a businessman, you're a pastor. I don't know if I already said that, but you just get pulled in different directions. I was at the gym earlier, and then I got a call from one of our members, and I knew she was in a situation, so I had to pick up while I'm doing my leg curls, and then doing some leg exercises. And I'm trying to counsel her as I'm trying to attend to myself. I know some other pastors would say, hey, you got to block that time because that's your me time, because you can't get what you don't have. I'm with that. But there are times that you just have to throw that stand SOP out of the window and just get it done.
Yeah.
I'm attending to myself. I'm attending to them.
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty win-win there.
Yeah.
But then after the gym, I went to show a house. And after that, come here. So it's my days get, and I welcome all of that because I know it's all from God. So again, how the faith reflects in my life and all the responsibilities that God has given me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I answered it correctly. Is there anything else there?
I think it was pretty good.
If I answered everything.
It's like I think Shayla said it last week too, is the there's not really a balance.
Yeah.
It's hard to give 100% of your attention to multiple things at the same time. You can only stretch yourself to one thing 100%. So you ministering to somebody takes away from you working out 100%, right? But you have to do your ministering in that time frame.
Correct. And I've done it for real estate too. Like I don't want to make it sound like it's only the church that kind of pulls me away from what I'm trying to do. Real estate too, man. I'm watching my children play sports, and then I'll get a call from another realtor or a client of mine asking about a property or trying to schedule something with me. I'll pull away from that moment of being a dad or attending to me at a gym or crabbing in Oregon, dude. I don't know how many times I've written an offer while I was in Oregon. It seems to happen all the time that when I go on a vacation, that's when all my clients are like active. Like, hey, dude, I want to see a house this weekend. I want to write an offer. I'm writing an offer while I'm in the dock. Dude, like, oh, shucks. We were at the campsite for church camping. I had to go to a spot because we don't have any signal. I'll go up Camp Lehman, and then I'm in the car writing an offer. So it always happens. So, yeah, she's right, and I agree. I think I don't know if she said it or I said it, but the balance there. I think there's no such thing. It's you're either here, in 100%, and she talked about being a mom too, right? About, who gets to say what a good mom is, right? She would rather know, and then she'll just kill it. I think she's doing a good job, but yeah.
And then what does your typical week of a pastor, like, give me a day in the life of a pastor, businessman, dad, husband. I know it's ever changing for you because real estate, like, in comparison to what I do, I work in a warehouse, so my days are very structured. Like 8 to 4:30 is my job, and then I have my extracurriculars after work, either it be editing, podcasting, cooking dinner, hanging out, future plans.
Hanging out.
Edit that out. But yours is a lot more different. I think you have more of a juggling act than what I have. Being either I have a booking for a client after work and I already have that blocked out, or like photography, I'm pretty open scheduled. But yours is like constantly switching.
Yeah, there's not. We love to say this in our industry. There's not the same client. There's never the same transaction. And then with church, it's the same. It's you have to be ready for the unexpected. I would say as a pastor. So if I were to take you through the week, we'll start on Sunday. Finishing up my message in the morning. Now that we're in the mornings, I preach at 10.
Yes.
Get done.
It's so nice.
Yeah. That was a big move. God, that's from God, and I'm glad we all listened to it.
It's so nice.
We recently changed our service time to 10 o'clock.
We've been going back. So we started 5:15.
Yeah.
Did we ever start later than that? Or was it always 5? So 5:15. Then we went to 3:16 because you love John 3:16. And your
16
your
minutes
numbers
is for the Filipinos.
Yeah. And now we're at 10, and we're pretty strict on the 10.
Yeah. Somebody wanted 10:15, but
Too much grace.
I didn't give it to them.
10 is 10 is a great time.
Yeah, 10. So 10, I don't know. I preach at 10:30. I think 30 minutes for the praise and worship.
Somewhere there, yeah.
Yeah. And then we're basically done with the service now.
12
or 11:30. I got out last Sunday, 1 o'clock. I went home at 1. So at 1, I was hanging out with my dad because he recently moved in with me. Then I went to the gym.
A gym on a Sunday, huh?
Yeah, dude, now I could do it. I was actually being tempted to play golf at 2 o'clock. I almost did it.
You can now with daylight savings time.
I know. I almost did it. I'm
Twilight
getting
tea time.
Yeah, I got another invite for golf after at 2 o'clock. So I might. So it could change. You see. So it's time with the kids, time with the family. I would say after church, right? So whatever I end up doing there. But the interesting thing is, real estate is also in there. So I'm talking to my clients on what to do on Monday. Who wants to see a house?
Oh,
I'm talking about a possible listing come Wednesday or Thursday, right?
were you doing that on when we were at night service?
Well,
Clients in the morning or no?
yes, I was.
I never saw that. I always thought you were prepping
Yeah,
Sunday mornings for the sermon.
mostly. But there were times where I would have clients they would say like, Joe, I know you don't usually work real estate on Sundays, but yeah. Then if that is their request, I push myself to finish out my message on Sunday morning, and then I would show properties right after. I've done it several times, but it's never really. It's not my preferred exercise or practice.
But now the switch.
Now with the switch, I would still prefer not to work on a Sunday. But at least prospecting, communicating. Like my clients have me on my cell, so I'm always on it. I know some of my colleagues will say like you need to pull yourself away from that. It's really not healthy. I would agree, but I don't have a team to kind of alleviate or at least help me. Because I want my clients to always know that I'm there for them. Same with the church. The church, they'll call me anytime, right? And that's just fine because I feel like that's my duty, and I won't have it any other way. Like right now, somebody's calling. But now I'm not gonna pick up because we're recording. I'll call them back though. But yeah, so 10, then 1 o'clock afternoon. Family time maybe, me time maybe. And then some real estate leads, organizing my Monday. Come Monday, my mornings, I always try to be, in the mornings, I always try to be on, try to go to the gym in the morning. And if I miss it, I'll go to the gym in the midday or late at night. But my preferred schedule is in the morning. And Shayla was actually the one that really cleared things for me. I get pretty frustrated if I don't get my schedule, my planned schedule for it to orchestrate or to play out the way that I want to. And Shayla told me like, you're just a perfectionist. You need to get over that.
Well, I know that firsthand.
You need to get, no.
How many designs have I gone through to figure out the right one?
FICF with the hand. Can you do the one with the hand? How about with the sword? How about coming out of the water?
Through the earth.
I don't like it. Holding the
Scrap,
hand. You're like, dude, this is everything you asked.
Scrap it. I don't like any of it.
Oh, I know. So yeah, I would prefer it to go to the gym in the morning, and then devotions. I read my Bible and my other devotions after that. I want to get it going at 9 o'clock to start calling people and attending to my emails for real estate, what have you. And then I want to start showing houses at 1 o'clock or doing my inspections or meet my clients at 3, somewhere there, take a listing around that day. That's a Monday, and that could be the same for Tuesday other than our podcast. And then our Wednesday, I try to do the same thing as I said for my mornings, and then start really early with my real estate because prayer meeting is coming. So I end my showings hopefully before the prayer meeting so I can be here for the prayer meeting. And then Thursday is my full day. If I could do a lot of real estate and on Thursdays, I'll take it. And then when we had the Bible study on Fridays, then same thing, same day somehow of my Wednesday, same schedule. And then prepare myself throughout the days though. I'm picking up that Monday morning. I'm already picking up what my verses are for my Sunday message. So throughout the week, I'm looking for illustrations in what the biblical principles are. If I don't already know it, trying to discover what Greek word should I share that will enhance or empower the message on Sunday. And then I try to put everything together. I'll have a bone, like a just I call it my rough draft, header, big idea of the message, and then why. I always think of what the audience will say. Like, okay, why is it important that we talk about this, or what would that mean to me as a 30-year-old single guy, young couples, or people that are retiring. How does this relate? How does this relate to me? Young guy who's like on his way to get married. How
so
does this
funny.
relate to me? How does this relate to me? So I try to answer that with just categories, and then I fill in the meat
Yeah.
on a Saturday. And sometimes what the frustrating part is, on my Saturday, I work too much. Sometimes I would handle like 2-3 clients, showing about 6-12 homes, somewhere there. And then I ran out of time to kind of fill in the meat. So I'll rush it on Sunday morning. And so that's kind of what my week would look like.
Yeah.
And I noticed that I didn't mention anytime with my kids there, because now they're older now. But when they were little, that was the big challenge.
Yeah. Balancing the
Yeah.
after school programs or
Yeah, 'cause
extracurricular
they needed you.
sports,
Yeah, I got drop off Zoe here, pick up Gianna there, switch with Anna. It's just
Dinner time, what do you eat?
correct. Oh, I'm hungry. Right away, the moment you pick them up, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Or they'll call me like, "Oh, Dad, I spilled juice on my clothes. Can you help me?" So yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're older, I get to do more.
You
for
can
the
balance
church.
it a little bit better.
Yeah. I could focus on certain things. But now my dad moved in, so that's a new challenge for me.
Swap from the kid to the
My dad,
the father.
I'm glad he finally moved in, though.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get him, but it's not to say it doesn't present its own challenges, because it does. But I love the guy, man. It's honoring your parents is the key, right? So
Yeah. Where do you find your personal time with the Lord in that crazy schedule? I know like your workouts in the morning, devotional after that. But how, like, for somebody that's on a standard schedule, because you have like that kind of lenience if you do want to work a little bit later, like if you want to start at 10 o'clock, or you have kind of that wiggle room. But for somebody that works an 8 to 4:30 or 9 to 5 that have kids, or need to like to make the breakfast in the morning, you need to squeeze in the gym time, you need
right.
like, where do you find the devotional with also being healthy with correct sleep and eating correctly?
Yeah. It's all in the morning for me now. If I don't go to the gym, I don't miss my devotions. I would miss my gym, but not my devotions, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it has to be in the morning for me. I find it, and this is not superstition, but I really don't feel confident in stepping out of my house without really spending time with the Lord, at least reading. Now, to be honest, there are days where I'm just getting by my reading, and I'm not making that intimate connection with God. I get distracted too, whether it's social media that distracted me, or a transaction or a phone call that really irked me. So now I'm picking up my reading, because I'll pick up my phone. We're trying to read my Bible. There's a call from a client.
We're not perfect. Yeah.
You're just like returning a text or replying to a DM. You struggle. I get attacked as much as the next guy.
Mm.
But my Bible's there on my table with my coffee, and I have to have it there. So again, at times it's not a perfect connection, but it's there. And it has to be in the morning. So after gym devotions or no gym devotions, then work. You know, so that's what I do.
Yeah, the balance for like the 8 to 5 is like the lack of sleep. If you're going to sleep at 11, gotta get up at 5.
Right.
Or if you're prepping for kids, getting them ready for school.
Yeah. It's
Then you
challenging.
work and then you come back and then you have to be with the kids again, you know.
Yeah.
So
At 2
that
o'clock.
that balance is that's the struggle, but you have to find the balance somewhere, right?
Correct. You just like most of our guests have shared, and you practice it, right? It's you take what you are given, right? If you're given this certain amount, you just have to take it there. You know, just do it. You know, it's just, all right, dude. I have an opening. I have a 3-hour opening around 3 this afternoon. What do I do with that? I missed my reading this morning. I'm gonna do it at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna sit at a Starbucks and there. I have my Bible there, and my client's not gonna be there till like 3:30. So I have 3 good hours to just immerse myself in the Word, right? And then, of course, again, not perfect because when you're sitting in a Starbucks, we tend to see people we know, right? They're like, dude, what are you doing there? Or just you scrolled into your Facebook or
For a little bit.
Instagram, or you're a little bit. It's like that's
hour
been
and a
2
half, yeah.
hours. So, but I look for those openings, and then sometimes there would be clients that say, Joe, I can only see that property at 10, and my preferred schedule is 1. So I would move the other things. Pastor Angelo gave me a nice planner. It's called Time Box. Supposedly Elon Musk uses it. So within this time box, it says there brain dump. So everything that you need to do for the day. So it's a daily task, right? Put everything down that you need to do for the day without prioritizing it. Just throw it in there. And then there's the must do, like the top priority, top 3. They put 3. And then the least of the priorities of your list. And then on the right side, it's the hours of the day. So you kind of just assign it there and when it's going to happen. But then now, knowing what the priority or the priorities are, then you could just easily dump the secondary, right? The majors and the minors.
Yeah.
So, because unfortunately, you really can't. At times, we really just overload ourselves. We overload ourselves, and we overestimate what we can do in a day, underestimate what we can do in a year. Is what they say, right? So I think it's the same thing when we schedule things.
Yeah, especially if you're looking at you sleep for 8 hours, 24 hours a day. You sleep 8. If that, then you have 16 hours. If you're 8 at work, so what do you do with the remaining 8 hours?
Right?
And then you're like with kids, with whatever, cooking, cleaning.
Yeah, we just really waste a lot of these speakers. I agree with what they say. We just really there's a lot of time that we waste. Yeah. If you really look into your day, what's my time average on my phone? It would tell me how much I've wasted. We always say, I didn't have time. Oh, you just didn't use your time properly.
Yeah.
And I agree. And unfortunately, there are times that you really just will waste your time.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think it's focus. If
Yeah.
you could just. But at the same time, dude, like yesterday, I did much more productive work in the last between 7 to 9 o'clock last night, because I finally got locked in. I made a list of all my leads, calendared everything throughout, which it was good because I didn't realize that I had 24 leads that is just scattered in my brain until I finally got it all together on the board. So now, so yeah, sometimes 30 minutes of focused work is a lot better than 6 hours of you think you're just working,
Yeah.
but you're really just all over the place,
Yeah.
right? So I think I don't know. It's been a while since I've worked on a set schedule. That I have no choice. I need to be at work from 8 to 3 or 8 to 4. But I feel like it's easier.
Depending on your after work or your pre-work, what do you
Yeah.
have to do in the morning? If you're even able to get up in the morning,
Yeah,
shower, get ready, eat breakfast if you eat breakfast,
yeah,
supposed to eat breakfast.
I don't. You know? Do you?
I eat breakfast.
I don't. I take coffee.
Yeah. You're supposed to drink water before you drink coffee.
That's right.
Messes
I
with
do
your gut.
take. I do take my water.
But trying to squeeze in all the tasks that you have to do beforehand,
Yeah.
then you're 8 to 4:30. That I think the best times for that is break, or since a lot of the technology now, you can normally listen to something at work.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
can do an audio book, or you can do a podcast, or you can listen just to the Bible.
Dude, it's
And-
beautiful,
yeah.
isn't it? Because before I was so dependent on audiobooks, right? And I didn't. This was before. What is it? It's not AirPods. It's not AirPods. It's what do you call them? So after MP3, iPod. Yeah. So it was before that. CDs,
like the Walkman.
yeah, a Discman.
Yeah.
So you have to have the disc, and you have to have this big contraption to listen to it. Now it's just like type it in.
It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's so many resources for you
Yeah.
to listen to something, whether it be a sermon or a podcast.
yeah. That's my gym time. Is
Yeah.
either listening to a message that I'm going to be preaching on, so because I want to get ideas from them, illustrations, jokes.
Yeah.
You know, God knows I need help with that.
Yeah.
And then, or sometimes podcasts.
Yeah.
Just a podcast that would encourage me, to, have a positive mind, or business guru there that I would listen to. So
Yeah.
all of those. I never listen to music. It's been a while.
I have to listen to music.
Yeah, I know you do. And that's why I love hanging out with you guys. You guys have the nice. Oh, what is that? I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't listen to music anymore.
Yeah. Podcasting is good. I think podcasting helps, especially if you're in a rut of like Bible reading. It'll help kind of snowball it again,
Yeah.
or get the ball rolling more so.
Yeah. Yeah.
You listen to like a Gospel Coalition one, or somebody that you're inspired by,
Yeah.
and it helps get that ball rolling again.
I love those things, like especially if there's like an issue here at church that obviously I would form my own opinion, right, about a certain matter. And if I want to double check myself, I would type it in like, how do you address, certain this and that? And then it'll come, dude. It'll come in a podcast form where there's the pastor there, and then it's a straight question like, hey, this is happening at our church. What's the biblical application or principle that we can apply in this matter?
Yeah.
And I would hear that, and I'll double check again, like another one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right, dude. It does help me too.
And then where do you get your, like, for discernment wise, because there's so many sources of pastorship online now, because
Yeah.
everybody's like either a speaker on the Bible and then just they don't have any biblical background, or like there's so many sources
Yeah.
of Christian influencers. So
Right.
how do you find your discernment on who you listen to?
I go with the old school guys,
MacArthur,
I go with
Alistair Bennett.
Yeah, dude. If I'm double guessing my message, or if I'm not so sure, I should say that. If I'm not so sure with my doctrine, I would look for what John MacArthur has said about this, and then Tim Keller. I also go. I listen to a lot of his messages. I used to listen to a lot to Alistair Begg, and then Skip Heitzig. So those guys. Chuck Colson. I have his commentary. I read those, and I have my NIV commentary. Who else do I listen to? There's another guy. Shucks, I forgot. But what's his name? He's good too. He's from Georgia. Yeah, never mind. But I look for preachers that share the same doctrine as I do. And sometimes I would listen to the ones that are not aligned with my doctrine, and I would see how far off they are, or if I'm actually off. Like I'm not against me finding out that I'm wrong. I want to say, but there are a lot of doctrines that I believe in that were taught to me and that I've learned throughout the years that I hold on to very dearly. But there are some certain matters that, okay.
Primary, secondary.
Yeah, they can have that and I can have this, and that doesn't make them wrong or me right more, than the other. So,
Yeah, I think that's a good outlook on
yeah.
how Christian faith is too.
Yeah.
Like standing on the majority, and then the minor
Correct.
things we can discuss it. But if there's a disagreement, there's nothing really tearing us apart as brothers.
Yeah, I agree. There are things that they fall into the minor, but you're just like, dude, you're too in love with this minor thing that your major things are kind of falling off. I would say, you're just too engaged with this. So, but I agree, it shouldn't really break us. Like what John MacArthur said. Somebody asked him because he would have a question and answer after his service at his church before. They said, what do you think about those people, those Christians that believe that they can lose their salvation? And he said, well, they're wrong, but not because they're wrong, they lose their salvation. Because they can't.
Yeah.
Right? Not because you think you lost your salvation because you sinned and then God took you that day. You lost. He just meant you're wrong, but good thing that you're wrong because now you're saved.
Now you're right. Yeah.
So there, oh shucks, I'm still right with the Lord.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that's a great question, dude. I actually do listen to those OG ones. I love Ravi Zacharias. I still love him, but I know there's this issue that occurred when he passed away, and but he played a lot of big influence in my Christian life too. Peter Tanchi, I have to say,
Filipino
pastor.
Try to get him on here, huh?
Every now and then I would encounter, or I would stumble into a CCF reel, and it's him. And I'm like, oh, this is my guy, Pastor Julius. But Pastor, we don't have any materials for him that I could just revert to. Mm-hmm. But his life lessons, a lot is verses for me. He lived Galatians 2:20 and Luke 9:23 and Matthew 6:33 to the T. Mm-hmm. I love that about him.
Yeah, one of the principles I remember from Pastor Julius is having direction, the right direction. Because as a pilot, I thought you were going to use this illustration, but like as a pilot, if you're off by 1 degree in an hour or 2 hours or a 3-hour flight, you're off by a couple miles.
Right.
So having that straight direction and being on the right path is important. Making sure that you're in the right path towards the Lord too, and being on the right standing.
It's a great illustration, Mike. Yeah.
So
that's a great.
That's
point.
one of the illustrations I've held on to for forever.
That Pastor Julius used. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I had mornings with him because he and I lived in the same complex over at South Meadows. So I agreed to do a morning walk with him.
How early?
Dude, it was 6 o'clock, man. 6 o'clock in the mornings. Guys already stretching there at 5:45.
Yeah.
Because he's a ex-pilot, right? Former pilot. So always on time. Best walks in my mornings. because he would disciple me during those time, and still getting my exercise too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then that importance of discipleship too. I think in your pastorship, discipling has been, I mean, we've been in and
Yeah.
out of discipleship, but we've been discipling each other throughout the years
yeah.
slowly.
Correct. And
We've had our sit downs, we've had our offs, and we've had our ons, you know?
yeah, and during our discipleship, we've encountered people that end up being coming to the Lord or joining our church.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Atanas, you remember we saw him
The
at
Starbucks.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So there's definitely, like, in your pastorship journey, I mean, there's definitely more to go. You've seen the victories, you've seen defeats, you've seen
Yeah,
all of it. I mean, weddings you've done death ceremonies, you've
funerals, yeah, celebration of
done
life.
celebration of life.
Even though we know where the person's going,
It's still a struggle.
it's the hurt, right? Because the left behind, they're gonna be longing for
Yeah.
them, right? So
Baby dedications, baptisms, you've gone through.
yeah.
There's been a lot.
Yeah, and in our building, the Lord provided the building, and in our reading today, March 10 was, I want to say this right, 2 years ago. No, almost 3 now. Almost 3 years ago, we received a verbal acceptance. So the Lord purchased the building for our small church, and that's a great story in its own. Our small church, we tried to purchase the building. Oh, we didn't have a loan.
No.
For one. I'll save it for the
Yeah.
other day. But that alone is a testimony of God's power. Every time I come into this building and I see it or I drive past it, it's just,
It's mind blowing.
yeah. I'm always amazed. It gives me that good feeling, and at the same time, like, Lord, this is you showing me of what you can do, and that's another sweet spot of my journey. Of our journey together.
Right?
Yeah, as a church.
Yeah.
So I think the challenges of pastoring, every pastor has a different one, but I think I want to say for me, for the past 11 years, and I've gone through several challenges, I think it's not any different from the next Christian, which I think it's self-denial. You know, as a pastor with that title, I can't do certain things that I will not be condemned with, versus if I were not a pastor.
Yeah.
If I were not a pastor and somebody would see me in the casino and betting on the Niners, right? People would just say, well, there goes Joe, bet on the Niners. How stupid. He could have bet on the other team. Right? Or my friends knowing that I'm a Christian, and they'll say, see, I don't think he really changed, because look, he's still gambling like us, right? But nothing more than that. But if they know that I'm a pastor now, and they see me in the casino with the beer on my left hand and the cigarette on the tip, and then some casino chips on my right, they won't be. I mean, it won't just be that. Right now, they're gonna say, "Is that the guy that leads a church?" Right? I have a beer. If I get a beer while I'm eating, and then they see it, a Christian who drinks, they're gonna say, "Well, Jesus." The Bible doesn't really teach, and it doesn't. It doesn't really teach, prohibits drinking. It talks about limitation, right? You just make sure don't get drunk, right? But they see a pastor with that, right? It's different. So self-denial is, I think, one of the biggest thing that I've realized a pastor deals with. Because no, those are like other things, right? The vices. But the other aspect of life where I have to deny myself of taking out somebody to buy a house on
Yeah.
a Sunday because I'm preaching, or a Wednesday night because I have to lead the prayer meeting. Now, every now and then I do take breaks, right? But that's denying myself as well, you know. So those are good things that I'm denying myself of. As a pastor, it's different, you know. So, you know, I think that covers my pastoring thing. What do you think?
Yeah. Any advice to those that are thinking about the ministry,
Oh,
how like pursuing it? Do you have any advice for those?
yeah. It's a beautiful calling. It's a holy calling, and they don't say that. I don't say that lightly, because you're working with eternal implications. You know, you're sharing Jesus to someone and how they're gonna live now and how they're gonna live later. You know, it's for eternity. It has eternal purpose, and my advice is to pursue it because God called you to do it. You know, pursue it because God called you to do it. And then once you have that conviction and once you move forward, challenges will come, but at the same time, it is part of it. You know, and it's like the disciples when they took on God's calling, challenges came into their lives, but they welcomed it, right? They never prayed for God to take away the suffering, but they prayed that God strengthens them through the suffering. It's heavy to say, because there are times that I pray, many times that I've prayed,
Yeah.
like, Lord, take the suffering away. You know? So for those of you who thinks you have a calling, you know, it's a great calling. But you got to make sure that it's God calling you, not your flesh. Because if it's the spotlight that you're going for, that's big sign of there's trouble ahead of that, you know, because that's not what it's for. It's not for vanity. It's not for anything else. I read somewhere that people that are coming out of the seminary are choosing a church or what church they're going to pastor. And they're basing their decision on whatever the fringe benefits are.
Wow. What?
Let me see, what do you have to offer for me? How many sabbatical? What's the 401k plan
Wow.
there? You know, I mean, those things must be provided for, I would say, by a church to their pastor. Rightfully so, it's biblical. But for the candidate to actually make their decision based on who pays me more, I think we kind of just lost our. You kind of just you're starting at the wrong foot. You know, so my advice is make sure it answer the call, especially if God called you. It's a holy calling, very challenging but very rewarding. I want to say it's very rewarding. But then it's rewarding because you end up really loving the people. You get to really invest in their lives, and you see them improve and move on. They get over a challenge. They get over a trial. They flourish in their lives. It's so rewarding. But as much as that feeling is so true, it's very heartbreaking too.
Yeah.
You know? But you're hurt. You're going to get hurt because you love dearly, right?
Yeah.
So you got to love dearly. So be prepared to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, so it's part of the game.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Nice. And I think we can end with some quick fire questions for you. I got some drawn up in my brain.
Okay.
Let's go with beach or mountains.
Beach, dude.
You live in the
Beach.
mountains.
I do. Oh man, how many times I've fantasized in living in Hawaii? You know, that's why when Who teased me with that on the post? Was it Deborah?
Probably. Oh yeah, because there was a pastorship opening over there. This is your calling, Pastor Joe.
I know. You're like, hey, Pastor Joe. I'm like, oh, temptation.
Coffee or tea
Coffee.
all day. Joe Bucks.
Coffee, man. Coffee.
Joe Bucks Bros.
I know Shayla was rice. She said, that's one, yeah. How about you? What are you?
Coffee.
Mountains
100%.
or
Mountains.
mountains?
Yeah.
That's why I love hanging out with you guys.
I can't not be in a mountainous place. Like I went to Dallas and it's all flat. I think mountains is security.
Oh,
So I love the mountains.
I like it too, but make me choose. But I've never lived by the beach.
Yeah, me
I was
either.
in Baguio, which is mountains.
I mean, I've been
Reno.
to San Diego. I've done the beach thing, but I don't know if I could live the beach thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably why I want it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it.
Like a lot of things. Favorite worship song?
Oh gosh.
There's a lot. I know you have a lot.
I
But
have a lot. When I was going through my personal struggle in 2009 and 2010, it's Who Am I? And I'll Praise You in the Storm by Casting Crowns. Those were I'll be crying in the freeway and it's traffic and people are looking at me. I'm like, I don't care, man. I don't care. Hosanna is always something that really just,
Gets you.
dude, I celebrate in my heart, and and again I have to I confessed it earlier, right? I really don't listen to music that much, and I probably got stuck in 2008. What is this? 2010 music.
Earlier than that.
I love Oceans.
Yeah.
Oceans is nice too. Come Thou Fount.
As a hymn. So
As a
favorite
hymn,
hymn would
yeah.
be Come Thou Fount.
Yeah, yes, that's my favorite hymn. Come Thou Fount. And Great is Thy Faithfulness is the OG ones, the OG one that I love too.
Yeah. Those are good hymns.
Yeah.
Hymns are they're very good.
Yeah.
I love a good hymn.
And then
As much as I love modern, I love a good hymn too.
yeah, Standing on the Promises is good too. And then the Old Rugged Cross. I like the message of that.
Yeah.
I remember Pastor Juice singing it on a cappella.
Yeah.
And then Pastor Charles on Great is Thy Faithfulness,
Yeah. I've got Be Thou My Vision and 'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus is my top
Really?
hymns, yeah.
Oh, I know the second one. I don't know the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then The Wonderful Blood by Tiffany Hudson. Recently, I've just been listening to that a lot.
Really?
Oh, Nothing But the Blood is a really good hymn
the
too.
Blood is good. Yeah.
How about favorite Bible verse?
I have a lot. I mentioned the two earlier, Galatians 2:20, Luke 9:23, Matthew 6:33, Jeremiah 29:11, Jeremiah 33:3. Man, those are the few that I can. But there's all of these things have a certain point in my life that spoke to me, and then of course my calling in Judges 6.
Yep.
When God called Gideon. These are verses that spoke to me one time in my life that maybe I was celebrating or maybe I was struggling, and then or what, like my calling. I just look at it and am I not calling you? Go in the strength that you have. Judges 6:14, and Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. It's beautiful. All these things, it just speaks life to me. Philippians 4:13, Philippians 4:6-7. There's so many.
Yeah.
Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in
That's
the
how you
Lord,
know you're a
right?
pastor. You got a lot of favorite Bible
I
verses.
love them. It just depends on what time of the day that
Or what circumstance.
Yeah, and then I'll pull it. Romans 8:28. Oh, man, Romans 8:21. It's just let's. Anyway,
Not to go on a sermon. Are you when you go to a guest church or when you visit a church on break, Do you sit in the front or do you sit in the back?
All the way in the back. I try to be as incognito as I can, you know.
Not even middle row. You're just back.
No, all the way in the back, and I get bummed out when I get like, you know, like what I do with people here. Like, hey, this time we have a guest here. I try to be really not take any attention or get any attention. To the back, quiet, you know, by myself. And I like visiting other churches for the fact that I want to see what they're good at.
Yeah.
You know, and I always wonder, I wonder if we can apply this at church. Yeah. And then I look at the crowd. I see a Mikey there. I see a John Goslin there. Like, oh, that's their John. That's their Mikey. You know, it's like everybody has a character or a position to play that we have it here.
Yep.
Yeah, especially when I gotta go out of town, it's pretty interesting seeing other churches.
Yeah.
Back all the way in the back.
Favorite sermon you've preached?
Oh, shucks.
I mean, it's been 11 years, so
I know,
there's quite a bit in the tank.
I don't know. What's my favorite?
Or series. I guess series. You've done a couple of series.
Right now, First Peter is surprising me tremendously on how loaded it is with like doctrine and God's message through Peter, and how applicable it is to our time right now. And because I always wondered, like, why did Peter only write 2 books or 2 letters? You know, why? Because he's like the chief, right? And then Paul wrote what 3/4
of the New Testament.
The New Testament, right? Because I love Paul's letters. I have to say though, if I have to pick, I love all of them. But if I have to pick, I loved when we did the series of 1st and 2nd Corinthians. I loved it, and then I loved the series of Ephesians, because the book of Ephesians is so beautiful.
Yeah,
of grace. And, it has all the doctrines that I love.
Yeah.
Not everybody's but mine, you know. And I love it. Yeah. If I have to pick, it'll be those. And Peter, actually, I'm not done yet, but
you're going through it. Yeah.
I love preaching about grace. I love preaching about love. I'd rather preach on those 2 things than tithing.
That's why you hand it off to somebody else.
Yeah, tithing. Hey, Vince. Hey, Mikey. Hey, Will. Dustin, preach on this one.
Yeah. I was gonna ask another one.
What's yours? What was my favorite? What's your favorite of my preachings? Do you have one?
Boy, I gotta go through the archives. I'll put it in the comments.
Go ahead. Like that.
No, I like Ephesians. Ephesians is real good.
It was good.
That whole book is filled.
Yeah.
You did Romans. I think you've done Romans. Or you haven't gone through a full Romans. Acts. The book of Acts was good too.
We did Acts until 9. Somebody kind of discouraged me from it. I'll have to go circle back on that.
Yeah. How about if you had to pick a fruit of the Spirit you need to work on the most, what fruit would it be? And if you don't know,
it depends on what time of the day.
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. 9.
Yeah, all that 9 is one fruit, right?
Yeah.
It's one fruit. Dude, I'm going to get in trouble after I say this. I'm going to be challenged with it. Watch. Dude. What do I need to improve?
I mean, we can all improve in every area of it.
Maybe patience, you know? Yeah, patience.
Patience is a good one.
Because, I want things done at a certain time, a certain way. And if it's not getting done that way or a timely manner,
Or
challenges me. Yeah. I want to say, I almost said gentleness, but with my last interaction that I had in Sacramento with this one random guy, I was really controlled. I was really controlled. Praise God. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suits or casual on a Sunday?
Suits, man. Suits.
You've never done a casual Sunday. Kind of. You were kind of casual last week.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
toned it to where it's not all suits all the time.
I try not to wear my necktie too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was telling Gianna this because I'm at an age now that I feel more awkward. I feel awkward when I'm wearing my tennis shoes now. Even if we're just gonna watch a movie, I'd rather wear like loafers or and my jeans. Like I struggle wearing jeans now because I feel like it's like I don't want
Underdressed.
Yeah, I feel like either or I'm not dressing my age. I want to dress my age, and I feel like this is more appropriate for me for my age, my title, my responsibility. I don't know. But when I'm on vacation, I'm wearing my wife beaters. Yeah, my Hawaiian
Anything
shirt,
but, yeah.
anything, no gel, nothing,
Anything but.
But here, I'm like always preparing or thinking that someone from church might see me, and I don't want them looking at me like, why is he wearing a Death Row Records shirt? Tupac Shakur. Which
You still listen to that?
Right? I wore that in one of our church picnics.
Yeah.
Death Row Records. I'm like, oh man, I gotta be mindful of this, Yeah. Suits, man.
Yeah. I don't know if I have any other questions in my brain, so.
Pop list or no pop list? No question like that?
No. Might get me in
What
trouble.
do you prefer?
For
Like if you were to preach on Sunday to Sunday basis?
morning? Like
casual or suits?
casual.
I
Because
have nothing against it, okay? Like for me.
Come as you are, huh?
Yeah.
No, I like casual, comfortable. Depends on, I guess, depending.
Yeah.
Some days I like a suit. Some days I like a casual. I don't know.
Dude, I remember Pastor Dino when I was in Seattle in 2015, 2016. He asked me to preach, and I was on break, right? I'm like, oh man, I'm not prepared for this. I was really thinking, I don't have my suit. So the whole time I was preaching on my casual, I felt like I was underdressed and I was not prepared. It's like,
Self-conscious.
yeah, it was like playing basketball with slippers on. I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work. But I preached about the unforgiving servant, unmerciful servant. I preached. I was my under 30 minutes because I felt like I was not ready.
It's the casual attire. I like casual.
Yeah, hey, I've been shortening my messages. What do you think about that?
It's good.
It's better, right?
Yeah. It keeps you more locked in and
Engaged.
Yeah. So then you don't lose them after a certain amount of time, like 40 minutes in, and they're already dozing off. If they're not dozing off at 30.
So if you've been praying for your pastor, or if your pastor's taking too long, pray for him.
Big time. It worked for me.
Yeah, whoever is praying at this church, they reduced my sermon time.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And service time, too.
Dude, their service time's good.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
We did so many things, and it's still like the Sunday's still very much alive, right?
Yeah.
Golly.
Oh, morning service or night service? I think you already have
Morning, dude. Morning. Though we were in the night service for a long time.
So long.
Yeah.
What is that, 16 years?
Yeah. Well,
17 years of night service?
more.
Oh, no,
'cause we
18.
just started.
18.
Yeah.
19
right?
years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just started.
Forever. We were on it forever.
Love a morning service.
I was hesitating for a little bit, but I knew it was God that wanted it.
And you've seen the influx, too. We've seen the results.
We got more people attending.
How many members in 1 week was it?
Oh, that's
12,
a lot.
13.
That's 22 added. You remember
Amazing.
that?
Yeah.
The recent one? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Amazing.
22. But no, the attendance were averaging at 120 now. 120.
Small
No, not
church.
averaging maybe 115.
We see God on the move for sure.
Yeah, and
If you if you had to meet one preacher in person, who would it be? Oh, how about if you had to
alive or
meet
dead?
either? We'll start with preachers and then we'll go to Bible characters.
Preachers, either or, alive or in eternity.
Yeah.
You know?
Tim Keller.
Good one. Yeah, he could be a good one, bro. I'd say Ravi. I see Ravi number one, and I want to talk to John MacArthur. You know, RC Sproul's a good one too. But, yeah, I don't know. I kind of love Ravi. Like in his funeral, and I watched it. It still breaks my heart.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, Tim Keller, the ones that are living now. Greg Laurie is an interesting guy.
He is.
Yeah, yeah.
He
I'd
is.
love to meet him. Pretty interesting guy. He's good too. Just so pumped all the time. I don't have that energy.
Wearing that black,
Yeah.
looking like Steve Jobs.
So
He's
relaxed.
going
You
around.
know, he's just talking. He's not reading. You know, he's just there. Yeah.
Or am I
interesting
thinking
guy.
of Louis Giglio? I'm probably thinking Louis.
He's
Louis
good
wears
too.
the
That
black.
guy with a hat.
No, he's like the older gentleman that always wears a black, like turtleneck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I think he leads like Passion. Or is that Greg Laurie? I'm mixing up a bunch of people. I'm sorry.
Louis Giglio, I know. Or I thought he'd be wearing that black hat.
I don't know.
So casual.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good preachers out there. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about a Bible character you would love to meet?
Yeah, dude. Like, I always loved David, of course, King David. You know, it's just dawned on me right now. Like maybe Adam.
Mm,
You know,
interesting.
you know what kind of life he had. You know, Adam, right, and then the fall. How it probably really broke him. You know, because he walked with God.
Yeah.
Right? It just dawned on me right now. Daniel's one guy too. That's in the Old Testament, and then in the new character or the New Testament. Paul. What drove him? Right? We know it's Jesus and his love for Jesus, but golly, with his list of trials, like that's amazing.
Yeah.
Camera died.
Yep. That means we've been talking for a while. I wasn't watching, so
But yeah, dude, those guys. But there's more.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can end it there.
The guy that did the fish, the little boy. I wonder what he
thought.
afterwards.
Yeah.
What kind of discussion he had with his parents? Like,
Yeah.
guess what, guys? Well, I think that's it, Mikey.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to all of you who tuned in, and if you still have not subscribed, please do so you'll be notified as soon as we have a new one. We're trying to load up on our schedule. We haven't been successful in our bookings. People's schedules they always move, so it's okay. But hit like and subscribe and share this. If this helped you, please share it with a friend. And we thank you again for tuning in. And may God bless you. Have a good morning or good night. Hanggang sa susunod. Salamat and God bless.